Hello and good morning. This is Scott Berry, your host with Roofs and Remodeling, the podcast. Today we're with Nick Branon, who runs yourroofinghero.com, a top quality roofing contractor in the Atlanta area. And this young man has got a great story, and I can't wait for you to hear how he's running the business and what he's been able to accomplish. Our podcast is for roofing contractors and feature roofing contractors so that we can help each other in the industry, grow stronger, get inspiration, and basically just, high tide lifts all the boats. And so, Nick, we're really thankful to have you on today.
I appreciate you having me, Scott. Thank you.
So let's just start off with an introduction, right? Let's talk about how long you've been in the industry and how you ended up in it in the first place.
Yeah, I probably got into the industry a lot like a lot of other people, I would think. I was serving and bartending. Me and my wife actually worked together at a restaurant, and we had a newborn baby. And so I wanted to get out of the service industry, working late night shifts, and get something that kind of fed back more to my family and provided more for my family. And I was looking into like liquor sales and alcohol sales at the time, and I either wasn't getting jobs because of experience, because I had enough sales experience, even though like I've learned retail, like service industry provides a lot of sales experience. I like hiring people from the restaurant industry now,
Yep.
but I either wasn't getting hired on, or the jobs I was getting hired on were paying less than I was making serving and bartending. And then I got hired on for Zach Brown opened a distillery where he was only making whiskey, and I got hired on, and within like 2 months, and he's notorious for this, like he'll make a business venture and get all invested, and then decide not to do it and pull it all out. And so I got on, and he decided not to do the distillery because I think something to do with some other conflicts of interest. And so then I was back to like working at the restaurant I worked at. So somebody on Facebook, was just like, "Hey, I'm hiring for sales reps for my roofing company." And I knew of him because we were both from the fight industry. I used to do MMA and kickboxing, and he was a professional fighter, and he opened a roofing company. And so I messaged him like, "Hey, I might be interested," and he pretty much hired me like right away. So a lot of my friends like, "Oh, you're gonna be the only one that does it the way you want to do it. You got to kind of do your own thing." I think my dad, same way, he was pushing me. He's got 20 years of commercial background experience. So he came on as a partner, and me and him opened Hero Roofing in 2018.
Yeah, and by the way, I love the brand. Roofing needs a hero. It
Yeah.
really does. I mean, how many times do we hear these stories? It's one of those weird industries where, you just kind of get a bad rap because there's so many marginalized characters in this business.
Yeah.
Chuck in a truck, people that are painting, and then here comes a storm. General contractors that are just looking to get a job, right? But they don't really know how to put on a premium roof. So, being in that business, it's a bit of a commitment, right? Because to stand out, it's going to take a lot of effort. What types of marketing do you do? What kind of brand development do you do that works for you?
Yeah. So I feel like I think marketing and branding for me goes hand in hand, and branding, they both generate business, right? And so I look at it different ways. And they say like it doesn't take like a homeowner's not gonna see your Facebook ad and call you right away. It takes them seeing your name 3 or 4 times
Yep.
for them to really remember who you are. And they may see your name 5 or 6 times and have a leak 6 months from now. And in fact, they can still remember to call you then is what's important. So we try to do as much as we can. I mean, we have 6 or 7 trucks on the road now that are all logoed and wrapped. We have trailers that are logoed, our dump trailers logoed. Office, we make sure we have a sign outside our office doors and stickers on the doors. We have 2 billboards. I'm on a Christian radio station, which um, I invest heavily into that radio station for a reason because it fits with our values and our morals, but also the type of clientele it brings. I was also on a country radio station, and the lead difference I was getting from people that heard me on the country station, and I love country. Don't like get me wrong, but
Right.
when people calling me off of that Christian station, like we have a 95% closing rate out and a 401% ROI on the Christian station. It's my most expensive form of marketing, but has the biggest return on investment because when someone calls us out, like, "Hey, we heard you on Enjoy FM. We know you like it's nonprofit, so you're a supporter of them, so we want to support you, and it's like it's a done deal. Um, so yeah, billboards, uh, SEO, Google ads, Facebook ads. Um, we run direct mailers that are automatically set out every job. So when the job gets moved to approved, mailers go to the neighborhood, every build, and then they get matched with a Facebook ad. So our SEO company kind of then targets that same neighborhood. They get the information. They work with our direct mailer company. They get the information where they sent the mailers, and they direct a Facebook ad. So my thought is like when you talk about just a local neighborhood, they're going to see our yard sign, they're going to see our Facebook ad, they're going to see the direct mailer, then they're going to see the roof getting built. If they get on the highway, then they may see the billboard, and then they may call us. So that's
Yeah.
what, so that's why I try to get that whole, like that group. I don't do any paid advertising, like nothing like Angie's leads or those marketers like, oh, I can get you 10 leads a month. Like we don't do anything like that. It's all direct stuff with us. We do a lot of stuff for the community. Like signs at the high schools and investments like that as well.
You've demonstrated an extraordinary sense for entrepreneurship and marketing and branding and running the business. I mean, what exactly have you built? Tell us about the size of the company, the employees, kind of how you run the thing. What is Hero
Yeah.
Roofing?
Yeah, so you talk about entrepreneurship, right? Like it's the goal of having a business is kind of having like a machine that you can step away from and it's going to operate efficiently and it's going to run. Um, and I felt like the first couple of years of my business, I think everybody has to go through that growing pain is where you're kind of like a slave to it. Like you have to do everything, you got to stay invested, but you got to have the mindset to bring people in where it's going to run like it's supposed to. So like year to date, this year we're on track right now to do my realistic goal is 10 million, but we're on track right now to do $12 million in revenue this year. Um, we got 6 full-time office employees, and then we got 3 W-2 job supervisors, and then we have 8 salespeople, and then probably our workforce is between 30 and 40, install like people actually do repairs and placements and gutter work.
Yeah, that's incredible. What a wonderful operation you've built. Now, is it tough to be a roofer in Atlanta? What's the market like there?
Yeah, I know you said you're in Texas. I feel like it's somewhere there. Like there's not any requirements in Georgia. You get an LLC and some insurance and you're good to go. So a lot of fly by night contractors. It's a very saturated market. We actually, I will say, we've been blessed with being in the right place at the right time. In 2021 and in this year. So we've had 2 big storms, 21 wet storm, and this year we had a big hailstorm. But I think the reason we were so successful this year, we would have still done 8-9 million without that storm. But we've been marketing and branding for the last 3 years. So when the storm happened, everybody just knew to call us. Like it wasn't like we didn't door knock one job and we signed like 350 jobs in like 3 days. It was just by we've been in the community, we've been branding in the community. People knew who to call us when something happened. Um, so yeah, but with that storm in particular, there's guys door knocking, working it that literally popped up LLCs that day before the storm happened or the day the storm happened. People building roofs have been in business for 2 weeks. They just popped up shop.
Or coming in from out of state that you won't even find them.
Yeah, we got quite a few roofers. Even my neighbor got hit with hail, and a couple of my neighbors use another roofing company is out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I was like, man, I live in your neighborhood. Something goes wrong, I'm gonna take care of you. But now I'm not going to talk to the mailbox. No, I'm kidding, but it's just kind of like that mentality. Like when these guys come in and they say the right thing, they sign a contract. I promise you, these roofers are not bringing the crews in from Tennessee. They come in, they find the work, and then they try to find some labor. So then they don't really know the quality of workmanship of what they're installing in your house, or even a brand new roofer. That was my thing. Like, luckily, I had worked for another company before, so I knew what type of crews and the experience I needed. And so when I went to go hire and find a crew, and I told that crew, I was like, look, like we don't want inconsistency. Like you work for us, you work just for us. I'll make sure you're fed. I'll sell my butt off to make sure you have a job every day. I don't want you working for anybody else. I only want you working for us. So we've continued that to have consistent crews every job, so we know who's coming out doing the work.
Yeah, obviously, homeowners don't really know the difference between just looking from the patio, like a good roof and a great roof, bad roof. But man, there's a wide variety of like on the scale of quality. I mean, I've had my roof being in Dallas has been changed, replaced multiple times. And even I found that, hey, wait a minute, the guy didn't change any of my vents. Like those are the old vents. I had a whole insurance job, so I kind of felt like, hey, is he trying to save a little money? What's going on? There is a significant difference between a really great roof and one where they just slapped one on, right?
Yeah, and the way we try to educate the homeowner is, a roof is a system. Everything has its own purpose. And the big thing in Georgia is these contractors will use 3-tab on an architectural shingle for starter and for, ridge capping and hip shingles. And you got shingles made to last 20 years, or the shingles supposed to last, 30 to 50. And so that's the big thing we educate a homeowner, like, hey, everything has a purpose. We have a system. There's 6 to 7 components on major components disregarding flashings, and everything gets replaced, including those flashings. And this is the way it's built. We're building a system with a warranty. And I think that's important for, that's how we even sell. Like when we sell, we don't sell at a point of emotion or pressure. Like we sell from value and education to let the homeowner make their best educated guess. If I can educate you and tell you everything we need to do, and our price is fair, and you don't want to work with us, like that's totally up to you. That's your decision. I'm not going to pressure you any further.
Well, so let's talk about roof full replacements versus repairs. Some people won't do any repairs. Some like them, some don't. What's the Hero Roofing thought on that?
Yeah, so it goes back to our brand, right? Like we can't be a hero if we don't take care of everybody's needs. So we try to have something in lines to fit every economic price point, but also, yeah, we have a full-time repair tech where we do a lot of repairs. And we had a roofing company in our market that didn't take any jobs under 5 grand, and they will give us repair leads that get sent to them. And I don't know how many times they send me a repair lead. I show up, it's a 70 square discontinued shingle, and it's a full roof replacement.
Yeah.
Or we run a repair for a homeowner. We run a $700 repair, and then the homeowner refers us to their friend who gets a $30,000 roof replacement.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people the small doors lead to the big doors. Like we can't tell a homeowner no because we don't know where that's going to lead down the funnel. Like a $5 repair and a 5-star review is worth that all day long.
So, well, tell us about, you've accomplished a lot. So pick a couple things and share what you're maybe most proud of with the business.
One, of course, is always hitting our revenue goals. It's kind of crazy for me. I throw out revenue goals that I know are high and not easy attainable, but I know we have the potential to do them, and we've been hitting them pretty much every year. So that's been amazing. But this past year, I've been a DF contractor from day one. And I know everybody has their products they want to use and not use, but I've never had issues with the products at all. I think I haven't had any warranty claims with them or anything. And so this year we were a President's Club Master League. There's like 4 or 5 others in the state. So that was really cool to hit the President's Club. And of course, we got into the solar certified program with them. So now we install solar shingles as well. Locally, when invested Cal, we did 2 years in a row has been pretty huge for us. When I first came into business, I looked at them. I don't focus on our competitors, but you want to look and see what they're doing so you can surpass them is my way. So when I came into market, I was like, all right, who's got the most reviews? Who's got the best review platform? I saw who was the winner of Best Cow Weed the last 6 years in a row, and now we've won it 2 years in a row. So winning those type of awards have meant a lot to us because it kind of puts a stamp on us and our community.
Yeah, you guys, I'm sure, have a lot of cool success stories and cool client stories. So to kind of wrap it up, I'd love for our listeners and watchers to hear you close with one of your favorite stories that you feel like really embodies who Hero Roofing really is. Do you have anything like that you'd love to share that would be inspiring for?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got one from my side and one from one of my sales guys, JC, that he likes to tell. But in 2021, we had an EF4 tornado hit in Noonan. It sat still over downtown Noonan for, I think it's like 15 minutes and spun at like 170 miles an hour. There was a lot of total losses, a lot of destructive houses. There's never been weather like that in Georgia. I think the last bad tornado was like in the 70s or something. I can't remember, but now it's weird. Georgia, like the last couple of years, has been getting bad weather. Like the hailstorm we had this year, we haven't had a hailstorm like that since like '08. But so we had a huge tornado in 2021. And my dad had the phones that night, and he had a lady call and crying at like 1 o'clock in the morning that her roof was ripped off, and just want to know if she could get someone out there. He told me about it. So I was there at 5 a.m. I showed up in the neighborhood. I had a crew meet me. We tarped it for her, and she was just crying. She's like, "I can't believe you guys answered, and you're like already here, and you took care of it." And in fact, she ended up not having any homeowners insurance on her house.
Oh, no.
So we got her set up we ended up having to set her up with a low monthly payment plan and basically did a roof at cost where it fit her budget. And she was just seeing how happy someone can get and how touched. And I mean, Lily cried with me. And we had a lot of that for like the first month. I mean, I tarped houses for 2 weeks straight. It's like all I did. Um, but then fast forward that same day, JC had to get into downtown in the tarp a lady's house, and they weren't letting him in. Police had the roads blocked off because trees were down, and so he parked right there where the road was closed, put his ladder on his shoulder, carried his tarp in his tool bag, and walked a mile to her house and tarped her house because we had rain coming the next day. Same thing. He was just the lady was distraught that all the other roofers told her they were too busy, and here he comes like walking down the street with a ladder. But I did learn with that storm that if you put a hard hat on, you can get into basically anywhere. Because I had guys telling me like, "I can't get in, roads are closed." I'd pull up with a hard hat on and roll down the window, and they'd move the gates. I mean, I had to run over trees and power lines.
That's
Uh,
genius.
Having a 4x4 Dodge like help me out for sure. But I put a hard hat, and I was like the ticket. They're like, "Oh, this guy's got to be somewhere. Let him by. Let him in."
I
You know,
love it, man. Now I hear a
but
lot of stories. That's the first time I've heard that. Listeners, you are listening to Nick Branon, who owns Hero Roofing. You can find him online, yourroofhero.com. They serve the Noonan and Peachtree, Georgia area. And I think in listening to him, you're going to love his approach to business, to customer service, quality. What a blessing you are for those communities. And I appreciate you sharing some of your success and ideas with us today. Thanks, Nick.
thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.